with y'all, man? Welcome back to AG Speaks. I appreciate y'all for watching me today, checking me out, clicking on this video. On this video today, I want to let y'all know it's okay to cry sometimes. It's okay to let out some emotion. You ain't got to hold everything in and make everything. You don't always got to try to feel so strong and so tough all the time. Sometimes you need to release some emotion. It's a lot of people that go through things. There's a lot of people out here who affect us. There's a lot of things that happen in the world that take a toll on us. You know what I'm saying? And on a day-to-day, everybody knows life ain't hard. I mean, life ain't easy. Everybody says that. Everybody knows that. Everybody believes that. Everybody understands that. Like, life is not an easy thing to go through. We all got different struggles, whether it be financially, emotionally, something with our family, something with our past that we dealing with still, something that we have a hard time expressing, like how we feel to people. And sometimes we get so caught up in being strong, we get so caught up in trying to make it to the next day or make it to the next moment that we forget, like, it's okay to release our emotion. It's okay to express how we feel sometimes. And sometimes that may come through tears. Sometimes that may come through crying and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I've heard this saying like a long time ago that crying is nothing but the soul healing itself. Crying is nothing but you cleansing your soul and letting certain demons out and things like that. And that's just something that I feel like I always internalized and understood. Now, do I cry a lot? I won't sit up here and lie to y'all. I do not cry a lot. But I'm not scared to cry either if I felt like I needed to. You know what I mean? I wouldn't probably cry in front of a lot of people. I wouldn't do that. But at the same time, if I'm alone and I just start thinking, I have no shame in letting a couple of tears drop, because at the end of the day, I know life ain't easy. And I know what I've been through. And I know that nobody can judge how I decide to express myself, because nobody went through what I went through in my life personally. And that's not to say that people didn't go through things that may have been worse than what I went through or the same as what I went through. But I'm just saying that what I went through was personal to me, and what I went through made me feel a personal type of way based on who I am as a person through God and through the universe, like who I was created to be through forces that I can't even control. Like, me as a person from the time I was born, like, me, myself, I have my own unique way of feeling about things based off of who I am. And it's the same goes for you, and the same goes for the person next to you, and the same goes for the person that you love and who you don't love, and everybody in the world. We all have different ways of feeling things because we're all different people. So nobody can judge you based on how you decide to react on, like, what you go through in your life. So don't ever look at it like you weak because you decide to cry. Don't ever look at it like you're not a strong person because you want to cry and let something out. Like, you might have went through a lot of things. You might have went through stuff that other people couldn't even imagine. Like, life ain't an easy thing, man. It's not easy to go through. And when you hold so many things in and you let it build up inside of you, and you let it get to a point where you feel like you suffocating yourself because you never release any emotion, eventually you might lash out and make a decision that you'll regret for the rest of your life. And some people go through that where they going through a real hard time in life. They don't know how to express it. They end up lashing out and doing something that lands them in jail, or, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately may ruin their life or end their life. And that's not something that you want to go through, and that's not something that you want to let build up to that point, because there's people out here who love you. There's people out here who care about you. There's people out here who ultimately want to see good things for you. Like, we all got, well, we don't all have mothers and fathers. If you blessed with a mother or father, you know what I'm saying, your mother, your father, you know what I'm saying, they're around and they want to see you doing good. You got little brothers and sisters maybe that look up to you. Like, you got to look at the people around you and understand, like, you got to keep your mindset as healthy as possible, and you got to keep your emotions as healthy as possible, because you don't want to make a decision that can impact the people around you who truly care about you, man. And crying is a good way to let some emotions out and kind of just release yourself of a lot of toxic emotions, you know. And, like, the same thing go for your diet. It's like the same thing with emotions to me. Like, if you've been eating bad for the last 2 months and you want to cleanse yourself, if you decided to go on a fast for a couple weeks, you cleansing yourself, you letting your body take a time off from that. You letting your body rest, and eventually your body gonna start releasing a lot of toxins and going through different stages. And it's the same thing with your emotions. When you never cry and you let things build up and you never express your emotions, it'll build up and you'll start to have a very toxic mindset. But if you have times of detox, like when you detox, and if you can have a mental detox where you stop looking at negative things, you start letting yourself cry a little bit, you start letting yourself express your emotions better, you start talking to people a little bit more about what you're feeling, then you can start to feel better and realize that you're not in this alone. You're not the only person going through things, because even, like, let's take it to the point of you just telling people how you feel. Somebody that you trust, you decide to talk to them about it. They might tell you about a situation that's worse than yours, and it might make you look at your situation different. Like, dang, I'm not the only one that's going through this. I'm not the only one hurting out here. I'm not the only one dealing with past traumas. I'm not the only person that's dealing with all types of things that's making me feel bad inside. There's other people who are going through things just as bad as me or even worse than me. And it'll make you suck it up and just understand that you will live to fight another day. You know what I mean? You'll live to see another day. And sometimes people will cry in front of you to show you that it's okay. And you gotta be open to the possibility of even letting people open up to you. And if you don't do that, if you don't get to a point where you find a way to let out your pain would start to eat you alive. And that's not something that you want to let happen. I've been through things in my life that I let tear me down mentally and emotionally for a long time. I've been through depressing times. I'm not gonna say I was a depressed person, but I've been through depressing times where I just felt like I couldn't do any right. I felt like I was stuck in the same place no matter what I did. I felt like people around me only cared about me for certain reasons. I felt like nobody understood me. I felt like nobody could get where I was coming from. And as I got older, I realized that couldn't be any further from the case, because I'm not the only one going through things. I'm not the only one hurting out here. I'm not the only one feeling the way I'm feeling. You know what I mean? We all go through trials and tribulations. We all go through ups and downs. We all go through pain. We all go through hardships. We all go through things that we're meant to go through, honestly, because nobody's life is perfect. Nobody out here is perfect, period. We all have different things that make us flawed, you know what I mean? And if it's okay to have flaws, because everybody has flaws. And like I said, once you start to let out your emotion, you'll start to realize and look at things a lot differently. So I hope y'all gained some value from this video. That's pretty much my main message I have for y'all. I hope that made you feel better about whatever situation you may be going through, that made you click on this video. If you feel like you need to talk to somebody, you know what I mean, find somebody that you trust. Find somebody you're close with. Talk to them. If you want to cry, sit in your room alone and just let out some tears. There's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? So comment down below if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that. Feel free to let me know any topics you want me to talk about. Like I said, I hope you got some value from this, and I hope that you continuously come back to the channel and find different topics that relates to you. And I hope you know what I mean, I hope this helps you out a lot. Long story short. So other than that, I'm gone.